Hello and welcome back. This is video 2 of the Ed Sheeran Zoom chat that we had with Djembe Kings and Jam Bus Club. In this section of the video, we got to ask Ed some questions and do a question and answer session, and this is how it all went down. So, who would like to ask Ed a question? Okay, Phillip has his hand up first. Phillip, what's your question for Ed?
Ed, what inspired your singing and your music?
Do you know what? I basically I wasn't very smart at school, so I didn't really. I kind of thought I was an idiot for a very long time because I couldn't do maths, I couldn't do science, I couldn't do English, and I was always told that to get successful in life, you have to be able to do those things. You have to be able to do maths, you have to be able to do science, you have to be able to do English, and then. But I always loved playing music. It always that was the thing that made me happiest. And my dad always said to me, whatever you do in life, as long as you work hard at it, you can make it your job. So, you can see kids now who play video games for a living, or there's, people that taste chocolate for a living. You can literally choose something that you love, that makes you really happy, and then work really, really hard at it to make it your job. So I, early on in life, loved playing music so much that I was like, I want to make this my job. And it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of struggling, but there's essentially in life, you can, like, the way I paid my bills originally was I played weddings, and I went to go and play covers at weddings, and that was like a really good way of like bringing in income. And I think my dad basically said to me, like, if you want to be a musician, work really, really hard at it. So that's what kind of made me want to be a musician, I guess, that the fact it was possible. So if you guys have anything that you love in life, I'd say just make sure that you work as hard. Basically, choose someone you really admire and try and work harder than them. I think that's the best bit of advice I could give.
No, I love that. I remember when I used to give Ed a lift to London quite a lot when I was driving back from my parents' place. I remember asking his dad, "So what, are you Ed's manager?" And Ed's dad just laughed at me. It was just like, "No, he just does what he wants to do. He knows what he wants and he goes for it." And that's what first impressed me about Ed. I remember when I was first getting to know him. Does that answer your question, Phillip?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, who would like to ask Ed a question now? Okay, Ramiro, you are on with Ed's.
When did you start? When did you start making music? When was what was your age?
So I started playing music when I was like 10, like 9 or 10, basically. And then I started writing music when I was like 11 or 12. And all of the songs that I started off writing were like really, really bad. But I think the key is to just start, because like whatever you do in music or life or anything, when you start off, it is going to be bad, but you don't let it put you down. There's like a standard phrase where they say Rome wasn't built in a day, but like you don't become an expert at something instantly. So there's a guy called Malcolm Gladwell that has a rule that basically if you put 10,000 hours into anything, you become an expert at it. So when I was like 11 or 12, I remember reading this and being like, right, I've got to write a load of songs, and I've got to play guitar every single day, and I've got to perform every single day, and make sure I put in 10,000 hours. So by the time I become 20, 21, I'll be an expert at it. So I basically started at like 11, but I did it like quite intensely. It was, as I said, I wasn't good at anything else, so I just basically put all of my spare time into doing music. But yeah, 11 basically.
Amazing. Like, have you heard that before, Ramiro, about the 10,000 hours?
No.
Yes, you have. What do I always say? 10,000 times. 10,000. Do it 10,000. You don't know. Once, not good enough. Twice, not good enough. 3 times. Do it 10,000 times.
And Ramiro, seriously, man, practice. Like it can be tough. It can be boring. It can be like one of these things that you don't want to do. But if you do it, it like there's no other way of getting to where you want to go without putting in the time. And it's such a worthwhile thing, because when you get there, you feel like you've earned it.
Yes.
Excellent advice there. Does that answer your question, Ramiro?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Cool,
Thank
man.
you very much.
Nice.
All right, who's next? Who would like to ask Ed a question? All right, Kelly. I saw that. That was a quick one. Kelly, you're on with Ed. What would you like to ask?
When are you releasing your next single?
Not for a while, probably sometime next year. I after the Divide album and the Number Six collaborations project, I kind of like did this massive tour, and
World record breaking tour, I'll add. Like that was the biggest tour of all time, I believe.
Thank you. But basically I made Number Six collaborations project on the road and essentially burnt myself out a bit, and I just needed like a year of like not doing anything and getting back to normal life a bit. But yeah, probably sometime next year.
Okay, we've got Neve.
What's your favorite genre of music?
My favorite genre. So I have a theory that not many people agree with, but I think music now doesn't have a genre, because now music is basically playlists. And when I grew up, you were basically either into rock music or hip hop or acoustic music or dance music, and that was your genre that you were into. Whereas now everyone's into everything. You'll find an Eminem song next to a Calvin Harris song next to a me, or like Adele next to Kendrick Lamar. Like basically people are fans of music now, and I think the two genres you have in music are good and bad, and you can listen to any music in the world and be like, okay, that's good or that's bad. And I think now everything's so fluid that I'd say the only genre I'm into is good music, because I don't really listen to a song and be like, oh, I can't like that because it's in this genre. I just go, do I like it or do I not like it?
Great question, Neve. Nice one. Yeah, like I think the internet, as Ed said, has just changed everything when it comes to what people are into, because some of you guys are listening to the music that me and Ed or even my parents were listening to when they were kids, and we didn't have that. We were buying CDs, or we were buying the records that we liked and going to the concerts we liked. Now it's all just so free and open, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So let's take two more questions, and then we'll do a little nominate game. You guys up for that? Give me a thumbs up if you fancy a little move and a shake. Yeah, this was fun last week. All right, we'll take two more questions. So stick your hand up now if you want to have the chance to ask it. Who is it? Okay, on Emmaus, you are on with Ed. Go for it.
How did you meet Mr. Sporer?
I met Mr. Sporer in a venue called the Ivy. What was the pub? The Ivy House.
The Ivy House. That was it.
The Ivy House pub in Holborn, which has now been closed down because they're building a railway through it.
It's a chimney now. It sucks.
It's a chimney.
It's a chimney now. It looks like the venue, but it's just a chimney. It sucks.
So we met in a pub in 2009 when I was playing shows all over London, and we used to jam on stage with Mr. Sporer's Djembe and me on guitar. And there's it was a fun time. But I wasn't much older than you guys are now, really.
What, when we met?
No, like these kids. How old are you guys? 14?
Oh, they're younger than that. These guys will be 11. I think Ramiro, are you 11 years old?
No, I'm 10.
You're 10.
Wow. Guys,
you're 11, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're 11. Kelly, you're 10 or 11?
11.
You're 11. We've got Jane, who looks like, So these guys are in year 5 and year 6. Any year 4s? Yeah, on Emmaus, you're in year 4, aren't you? Yeah,
so this is so perfect, because you guys are actually starting before I even started music. So if you guys start now and work hard from now, you'll probably be more successful than I was at a younger age, because you'll be going from a younger age. So this is the perfect time.
Nice. Well, and thank you. So let's have one more question. Who's got a decent question for Ed? And I've got a question for Ed, I think, after this one. Any hands up for anyone? Any teachers who might want to ask Ed something, perhaps? Or okay, we've got Nigel. Go for it, Nigel. What would you like to ask Ed?
Well, it's less of a question, so I apologise. I just wanted to say thank you again for doing it, because I'm a really big fan of your music. When Mr. Sporer called yesterday, I was listening to a song of yours. You know, I genuinely listened to that film, the songwriter, the documentary. I think they're brilliant. Really,
Thank you.
I think it's fantastic. The story and the story you just told, the way you're inspiring these kids, and you know, people in general, I think he's fantastic. So
Thanks so
genuinely,
much, man.
I'm a big
Thank
fan.
you.
I'll tell you what,
Bless you.
Nigel,
Thank
whilst
you.
there,
Sorry,
have you had a chance to be able to play perfect? Have you had a chance to be able to strum it out?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Do you want to show us a little bit of how far you are along on the learning process?
I can, yeah. I didn't.
Nigel's got some skills, Ed. I'd like to show you those.
Please don't big me up. No, go. I mean, because I got a new ukulele yesterday.
Oh,
I didn't
cool.
know I was playing a new
wicked.
ukulele.
That's a big ukulele. That's almost like an Ed-sized guitar right there. Look at this.
It's a baritone size, but it's a tenor ukulele.
Oh, interesting.
It's strange.
Go for it. Let's hear perfect on the baritone ukulele. I've never heard of this. Go for it.
I can't sing it though. I can't sing in front of.
No, it's fine. It's fine, man. Just play it. Just play it.
We'll sing it with you, Nigel.
Go on then.
I found a love for me.
Just dive right
in. Follow my lead.
Oh, if we could do this properly without all the latency, it would be so amazing, and we could actually jam as a big screen like this. But I'm going to work out how to edit it together so we can get your separate videos and we can actually make this sound brilliant. Oh, thank you very much, Nigel. Everybody got a djembe or a musical instrument with you? Give Nigel a massive djembe round of applause. Very nice, very nice. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. Nice work. And that's how that part of the session ended. Look at the next video in this playlist and you'll get to see Ed dancing away with the Djembe Kings and Jam Bus Club in our classic game of Nominate.